Sup YouTube, we are gonna go through the basics of Unity as we saw in our course this week. The basics of Unity, how to pair the VR headset of Oculus with Unity, how to use the XR toolkit for moving and simple interactions, how to bring textures as video, how to use scenes, how to jump through scenes, and how to build your project. So let's get to it. So here we are like in Unity Hub. You need to go and check in any installs that you have like an editor already installed. If not, you can just go here to install editor and select one. I always use this 2021.3.10. I like it, it's stable for me. Then you need to go here to settings, go to add modules and add this Android build support because it's the one that we will need for build the project in the headset. So check that it's already installed. No, and then we go to projects and then we just like go to new project. Here you can check like what kind of version are you using of Unity, select the 3D core, and then here in project settings you can just put the name of the project. In this case I'm gonna put tutorial demo, and then go to your folder and select which folder do you want to put your project and create project. This is gonna take a while, so just wait. Here we are in Unity, and this is the work layout that comes with Unity. Is the default one. I really like it. It's quite simple, it's understandable, I like it. If you don't like it, you can just go here to window, then go to layouts and check what are the other ones, but I'm gonna use this one. So here you have like your folders of your project. In assets, it's gonna be like the main folder for everything that you will have. Then you have, for example, this folder that it's scenes. You can create like different scenes in your project. Every scene, it's like a mini version of your project inside the huge project. So it's a way that you can just like divide your project. For example, if you are gonna have like I don't know, like if you are gonna make like a video game and then you are gonna have like rooms in the video game, so you are gonna have like multiple rooms. It's better to create one scene for each room, and it's gonna be more organized and it's gonna be more simple to you to understand everything, because if you create the multiple rooms in just one huge scene, then it's gonna have a lot of assets here in your hierarchy. So jumped into that, the hierarchy is the space that you are gonna check what is in your scene, like what kind of elements are already in your scene. Then you have the inspector. So every time that you select like an element in the hierarchy, then in the inspector you can inspect what are the components that are inside each element. You can manipulate, like transform like the position, the rotation, the scale of each element, or for example for the lighting you can see like what kind of lights you can use. Also you have like here the scene view. You can move around freely here. I recommend to use like a mouse for this instead of like the pad, because it's quite difficult. So for example, if you use the middle wheel, you can just like zoom in, zoom out. If you use the right button, you can just like check around, and if you press the middle one, you can just like go around. So it's more easy to navigate through the view scene with your mouse. Also you have the game view. The game view, it's how it's gonna look when you hit the play button, that it's the one that you use for running the game. So this view, it's the one coming from the main camera in this case. That's the view of the game. So now we can start like making some elements inside our scene. So for that, right click 3D objects. You can create like different 3D objects. I'm gonna start creating a plane. That's gonna be our floor. Every time that you create like an element, check in transform. Usually it creates like the element in a random position. So click here in transform and reset. So it's gonna bring it to the 0, 0 position. Also, something important about like these units, like the measure units for scaling in Unity, it's like this one, it's related to 1 meter. Something that I recommend is to be super organized and change names in your hierarchy. So I'm gonna put here, for instance, like floor. So I can add like a material to this floor. So for that, I can go here to my assets, and then I'm gonna create like a new folder that I'm gonna call put materials. Materials. Get inside materials. Again, I'm gonna hit the right click and go to create and go to create like material. And then I just create a material. I'm gonna call this material floor material. I always try to be the most organized with these projects, because then it's going to be like a huge mess if you are not organized. Here material, you can go to the color and then you can just change the color of the material. You can import textures. I'm not as good in 3D, so I think that maybe you can do more in that sense. So now that I have my material, I can assign the material to my floor in different ways. For example, I just can click and drag the material to the scene and drop it, and then it's going to be assigned the material. So if I click my floor, then I can go to inspector and check that the material has been assigned to the floor. The other way is like I can just click and drag and go to my hierarchy and drop it in the element that I want to assign the material. So now that we have our floor, I can create now another element. So I can go here, right click, and then I can go to 3D object and create like a cube. Again, it was created like in a random spot, so I can just reset, and then we are gonna have our cube here.